Inside the large building, Araf stood silently. Glass walls all around, shiny floors, people in suits walking fast. Araf looked at himself. Torn clothes, old shoes, and the same cracked phone in his hand. Only one question lived in his heart. Do I belong here? The CEO took Araf into a room. The room was large, silent, and very serious. The CEO pointed toward the chair. Sit. Araf slowly sat down. A few seconds of silence. Then the CEO said, Life gives everyone opportunities, but only a few deserve them. Araf lowered his head. The CEO placed a file on the table and said, This is a real business problem. Araf opened the file. Inside it said, a small project of the company was running in continuous loss. No one was able to find a solution. The CEO said, I want to see how you think. Araf became nervous. He was not an MBA. He had never worked in an office. But then, he remembered the phone, the business ideas notes, the dreams he read every day. He took a deep breath. Araf said, Sir, may I get some time? The CEO simply replied, You have 2 hours. Araf was given a small room, one table, one chair, and one clock. Tick-tock, increasing the pressure. He read the file, then read it again, then closed his eyes. All those days started playing in front of him. The railway station, hunger, people shouting at him, the broken phone, the business notes. Slowly, an idea began forming in his mind. 2 hours passed. The guard opened the door. Time's up. Araf reached the CEO with the file in his hands. His hands were shaking, but his voice was honest. Sir, I have a solution. The entire room became silent. The CEO took the file, started reading. 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Araf held his breath. Then the CEO lifted his head. For the first time, there was surprise in his eyes. The CEO said softly, Where did you learn to think like this? Araf spoke the truth. Life taught me, sir. Silence filled the room again. The CEO stood up, walked to the window, looked at the city for a while. Then he turned back and said, Araf, you passed the test. Araf's eyes filled with tears. But the CEO said the very next line. That shook Araf again. The CEO said in a serious voice, But this was not the real test. Araf froze. The CEO continued, The real world is much more cruel, and your next challenge will break you or build you. Araf stayed silent. He just listened. The CEO's final words were, From tomorrow, you will work here, but not as a guest, as an employee. There was happiness in Araf's eyes. There was fear too. And there was a new question. Will Araf survive in this new world? Or will this world break him again? In episode 4,